Hi, I'm Marsh from StrataGames, and today we're playing some more Golgari Food Pestilence. This is a list, the most recent list by True Name Nemesis. He actually got 5th place with this at the recent Super Qualifier, which is an over 100-person tournament. And it's not too dissimilar to the list that I've played in the past, but there are a couple new includes that I thought were pretty interesting. One of them being Grapple with Death. This is 3 mana and sorcery speed for a removal spell, but it does destroy artifacts, which is pretty nice, and it can kill creatures, including Guardian of the Guild Pact, because it's multicolored. And you gain a life, which I guess is a little bit of something. We're also playing Bonder's Ornament, which is a card that I tried out in the list, and I can't say I ever activated it. But clearly it's doing some work, and it's just a one of here. But it can really help us in the late game continue to draw cards. We've also swapped our Go for the Throat in the main deck for a Tragic Slip, and we've added a Fanatical Offering, so we're at 4 of those. Otherwise, it's pretty much what we've seen before. Fanaticals and Eviscerator's Insight to draw. We have Lembus and Nutrient Block. We've actually cut the Heaped Harvests as slots to make room for these other cards. So we're only down to 8 food cards total. We still have 2 Spell Bombs, 3 Campfires, a couple Wellsprings, removal package here, Tithing Blade, Heritage Reclamation, Snuff Out, Tragic Slip, Grapple with Death, and 4 Cast Down. We have 3 Cauldron Familiars, 3 Pestilence, and 3 Troll of Khazad-dûm. And our mana base, Swamps, Colony Gardens, Haunted Mire, Rot Farm, and Bajuka Bog. The sideboard's a little different as well. We have a Suffocating Fumes as well as 2 Drown in Sorrow. We have a Diabolic Edict and a Snuff Out, 2 Fairy Macabres, another Tragic Slip, 4 Weather the Storm, 2 Troublemaker Roof, and a Moment's Peace. So let's take this for a league and see how we do. Thanks to Card Market for sponsoring this video. I've written a comprehensive guide on how to play White Weenie in Pauper, including my ideal stock list, over 30 sideboard matchups, and a sideboard cheat sheet, which gives you a very easy snapshot view and what to sideboard for every single matchup. I also have guides for Black Sack and Esper Affinity. Each guide is only $15, and if you buy one, you will get all future updates that I ever make to that guide for free. I also offer coaching, so if you're interested in upping your Pauper game for any of the decks that I'm very proficient in, or if you're interested in having me play your deck in a future video, you can do a deck donation, which is the only way you'll ever see me playing Cycle Storm or Flickertron. All right, jumping right into it here. We got a pretty good hand. A lot of early draw, already our first 3 land drops, and some removal. This is pretty dang close to a perfect opener. Start with the Colony Garden and pass. We're against Rally, it looks like. I think I'll just save 2 life here. Maybe should save that for if there's like a Bushwhacker later. I kind of just want to hold up Cast Down to kill this right away. Or a Burning Tree Emissary. Those are the higher power creatures that we need to worry about. So we'll pick one of these off, take 2. They have Inventor's Axe. Well, I should have gone to blocks for sure, and maybe they would have cast it anyway, and then I could have got that. That was a bit of a mistake. I think we'll play a Cauldron Familiar so I can chump that Spell Bomb. Reckless Impulse hits Galvanic Blast and a Percussionist. End the Festivities to wipe the Familiar. That's a little annoying. So Wellspring, see if we get another kill spell here. Okay, we do. That's nice, because we are taking 4 from this Galvanic, 1 from the Clockwork. We're going to cast this down, and they Galvanic Blast us, 7, and Lava Spike us. That's crazy. All right, well, we're going to draw 3 and hope we get some removal, life gain, blockers, something. Not any of that. They equip this. This is 3 damage. I could get a Tragic Slip or a Cauldron Familiar, so I think I just draw 2 here. Okay, Colony Garden's a blocker, but pretty close to dead. Bolt and a Chain Lightning. Yeah, if they had cast the Axe on the Tomb Raider and then I had been able to kill the other one, I guess we would have only saved 2 life and we died by 2, so it's probably not that big of a difference. But that's unfortunate. All right, Moment's Peace, Weather the Storm, Drown, and maybe Suffocating Fumes too. I mean, we're going to be cutting a bunch. Pestilence, Snuff Out. Maybe not Pestilence as much. Grapple with Death is just too expensive. Heritage Wreck actually seems okay. Tithing Blade we don't need. Spell Bomb we don't need. Ornament, no. Probably can cut 1 Pestilence. Troublemaker Oof is also decent just as a blocker, and also it can exile artifacts. So I think actually we cut a Pestilence and like a draw spell. All right, we did okay, even not drawing like Campfires or any of our food, so hopefully adding 10 sideboard cards will help. Yeah, this one's okay. I mean, we have the weather. We just have the ability to gain a little bit of life with the Nutrient Block. We have no interaction, so this could have been a mulligan, but let's just go for a block. They have an Epicure, Moment's Peace. We probably want to get our green source as quickly as possible, even though I'd rather like draw a card or crack a Nutrient Block or something. Ginger Brute, swing for 2. We'll see if there's an axe. No. All right, well, I can play a block, hold these up, and crack a block if nothing else. I assume they'll get like bolt us at the end step, Galvanic maybe. I could gain 9 here. That's pretty good. They're going to try to avoid anything for the weather, casting more than one spell on their turn, so I think we just go for that. Bushwhacker. That is when I'd prefer to have had the Moment's Peace up, but that's okay. Colony Garden, play that and pass. They went straight to combat. I don't know if that was intentional or not, because it was so fast. I think I'm just going to take it. 3 damage, Lava Spike. We'll crack a Nutrient Block. I probably shouldn't do that in response, because then they could do another knowing that I don't have a Moment's Peace. Or not a Moment's Peace, a Weather the Storm. Yeah, there's another Lava Spike. It was a bit of a mistake there. Play a Wellspring, Nutrient Block, and pass. Block here. If I take it, I could die to 2 Galvanic Blast if I do anything on the end step. So I think I crack a Nutrient Block here. This could open them up to, there's a Galvanic Blast. And there's a Bolt. Okay, they wanted to do it when I didn't have the Weather. Let's Lembus find a Cast Down. Don't really want that. Cauldron Familiar. Okay, double Cauldron is pretty good. Then pass. Percussionist, Tomb Raider. Just swing with these guys. Interesting. I mean, I'll block, and I think I'll Fanatical the cat. I mean, I draw one more from the Wellspring, so I'd probably just do that, even though I could draw into another one and want it, or an oof. Get something off the Percussionist, Tomb Raider. Cast down. All right, so we're going to bargain the oof, exile the Ginger Brute, and then just pass. They're just going to swing with the Tomb Raiders. They're making this easy as far as like the Moment's Peace. I don't even have to use it since they're just attacking with a few guys. So I'll cast one down, trade with the other. Epicure. So I'll crack a Nutrient Block. Lembus. Tragic Slip, I don't think I need. Colony Garden, and we'll pass. We're in a pretty good spot now, I will say, because we can bring back a Cauldron Familiar. They're going to cast them both into the fire. Let's sack them. Cast down. Could just Moment's Peace for 3. I think we'll bring back a Familiar. Cast down a Bushwhacker, and then block an Epicure here. Take 1. Troll. I think we just cast that as our finisher. We still have Moment's Peace up if they did get something here. Rot Farm. I guess let's Eviscerator's Insight this plant here, because we're going to pick up the Rot Farm, or the garden, and I already have a Moment's Peace. I knew I should have left out double green in case I got the Weather the Storm, but bit of a mistake there. Attack for 1. Pass. Garden. Block. Attack for 6. Pass the turn. Blood token away, cast in the fire, and they're going to pass. Campfire for a little bit of extra life gain. They can't stop this troll, and even if they had enough burn, we have Weather, Nutrient Block. All right, that was a little better. Let's try again. This hand has no black mana, but I kind of think we keep it. It's tough because we have a lot of life gain, which can bring us back, but we really need ways to kill their creatures first to stifle their attacks. But we do have 2 gardens as blockers. I think we're going to keep it and hope for the best. We'll definitely need to draw a swamp. Start with the Percussionist, Garden. Wren's Resolve is kind of nice because that means not casting anything relevant that turn. Another garden. Could just Campfire. Yeah, I think I do. They could cast into the fire, but that's another thing that doesn't affect our board that much. And next turn, I'm probably, if I don't draw a land, I'm going to go Lembus to look for a swamp, and if I find it, then I can activate Campfire. Epicure, it's going to give them Metalcraft. I think I take another 1 here. I'd rather these block 2 damage from bigger creatures or Bushwhacker creatures. They suplex the Campfire over using a Galvanic Blast. That's pretty crazy, actually, because this is gone now. So I could just hold up Weather the Storm. The problem is if I do and I don't cast it because they don't cast too many spells, then I'm not actually affecting anything, or I don't have any backup to do. There we go. So I'm going to do this instead. Play another garden and pass. And then next turn I can do, like, maybe hold up Fanatical Weather. If they had a really good start, this would have been, I think, not a very good hand, medium hand, but it's gone okay, although Galvanic plus Chain Lightning is a lot of burn. But if they don't use them this turn, because they started with this, then they would be holding it up for Weather, maybe. I think I am going to block 2 of these. Keep 1 for like a Fanatical Offering. I guess they'll probably Chain Lightning here. No Relic. Okay. That means that they're gonna probably cast both of these on their next turn, which means I want to hold up Weather the Storm, which I obviously did anyway. Ooh, I guess I could Cauldron Nutrient Block. That gives me a blocker as opposed to holding up Fanatical Weather. But I could also hold up Cast Down Weather, which would be about the same as the Cauldron Familiar, and I'd be adding to the Storm count as the important part. So yeah, I think we'll pass here. Plus, I guess I don't want Cauldron Familiar to go into the yard yet because of their Relic. Want to play around that a little more. Chain Lightning to the face. I'll take it. Bushwhacker. Okay. They have a card in hand. I guess it could be like a Fire Blast, but that's fine. I'm going to do this Fanatical here, take it, and then they're, I assume, going to Galvanic Blast at the end step, and then I can Weather. They could not. If they choose not to, I'm going to assume they think they're playing around the weather. So I could do it. If they have a Fire Blast, they could Fire Blast and Galvanic in response. This doesn't say it can be cast until the end of this turn, but I'm pretty sure it was off the Ren's Resolve. I could crack a Lembas. It's very risky. They only have 1 mana, so I feel like they have to have exactly Fire Blast, and these decks don't even run Fire Blast that often anymore. I think we're going to Weather. They got me by not having, like, not casting the Galvanic Blast at first and then getting the Storm count bigger, but 12 is still a lot here. They didn't even cast it. Oh, that was the Galvanic from before. That's why. I'm a goof. Well, that was pretty good, though. Now we're sitting pretty. I think we want this blocker, so I'm going to bargain away a map to get rid of one of these Percussionists so they don't draw a card later. And I guess I'm just going to play a Cauldron Familiar with a Nutrient block. We're at almost 20. We can block 2 of their guys. Yeah, they have a Relic for the Cauldron, but I have double food, so I'm really not worried. Yeah, I just forgot about the Galvanic being there from earlier, but yeah, pretty good for us then. Ginger Brute, activate, exile the Weather, just attack with the Brute, take damage. Perfect. I was going to say I could use some more swamps. I'll troll for a swamp. I think I can just pass. Reckless Impulse. And see, this is why there should be a different zone for cards that you can exile, that you can cast from exile and that you can't, because these are both gone and these are, you know, I know it's technically the same, but it's not. All right, they exile a Troll. I get a Weather the Storm. Nice. Another Relic. That's fine. They're going to get rid of the Eviscerator's Insight, but they only have 1 mana to actually pop for the Familiar. Plus, they added to my Storm count. We can gain 1,000,000. I guess I could have cast the Weather in response to the Relic, knowing they're out of cards, so that I could exile that instead of the Eviscerators, but whatever. I think I'm just going to keep the Oof for 3 damage here, because the end of the festivities would make it so it trades, and I don't really want to do that. Wellspring, and we'll pass. Ginger Brute, activate 1, activate another. I'm just going to cast them both down, I think. They're going to activate for me to exile a card from my graveyard. I'll get rid of the Weather, then they're going to do the other one, and I will cast down this other guy. So I'll get rid of the cast down and we'll pass. Tomb Raider, just attack with that. I'll take it. Eviscerators Insight this Wellspring. They can activate their relics, but I instantly put the Wellspring in the graveyard, so just tapping them is not going to get the cat still. And Moment's Peace, draw 2. Now if I want to Flashback Insight, but then if I lose a food, I guess I'm just going to sack this. Oof, we should probably hit a board wipe at some point, I would hope. Troll is decent, though. And then I'll Weather for a bunch. We also have a Moment's Peace, so maybe I just cycle the Troll. Yeah, let's do that. Grab a Swamp. They let us untap, which lets me have Eviscerator's Insight available again. So I guess I'm going to play a block and pass the turn. So we have Moment's Peace plus Insight. Bushwhacker, perfect. Moment's Peace. I think this will probably draw out one of the relics cracking finally. Exile whatever. Exile whatever. Flashback Eviscerator's Insight on the map. Colony Garden we don't need. There's a Pestilence. So we can just activate it for 1 to blow up most of their creatures except their Tomb Raider. They don't crack the relic. I guess I didn't leave up the Moment's Peace, so doesn't matter too much. Go to combat, we'll Pestilence for 1. Percussionist turns up an Epicure. Swing for 2. Relic gets Fanatical Offering and Troublemaker Oof. Good Pestilence for 1 again. Wipe their board, and then I just get the Familiar back. Probably don't need to do that, though. Play a Lembas, play a Nutrient Block, play a Rot Farm, pick up a Garden, pass the turn. I'll Pestilence for 1 here. So I take just as much damage, but they take 1 as well, and I kill the Epicure. I think I'm just going to crack a Nutrient Block to draw a card, put something else in our graveyard, activate to exile the block, activate again, we'll sack another block, exile that. We have 8 damage on board, which means activating for 8 on their end step into 9 on our turn will just be lethal. So we'll do that. We have 20 life more than them, so I'm not worried about us getting burned out or anything. They're going to activate the relic in between a couple of times. Not too worried about. I'll crack a block so I can keep the cat. Drown in Sorrow. Moment's Peace. And then we'll just activate Pestilence 9 more times. All right. We won the match. All right, this one looks okay. Pretty good again, actually. We're missing some spot removal, but lands, card draw, and eventually removal. Plus Pachuca Bog in the right matchup could be really good. Looks like it probably won't be that relevant here. Hoping for no land destruction, but we have a lot of lands already lined up if it is. Limbus, Cauldron Familiar, could be a good chump blocker. I'm not sure it's what we need right now. I feel like we need some, cast downs and stuff like that. They got a Rumble. It is Ponza, but here they just grab an Avenging Hunter. Avenging Hunter is going to be tough, especially because we got rid of Cauldron Familiar. We might have to plant onto, or map onto a plant to be able to take that. I guess I could have cast down the Eldrazi spawn to prevent it from coming down an extra turn. I'm not sure that would be the play. I'm gonna draw 2 here. I wish this was Fanatical Offering. Bonder's Ornament, okay. I think our goal is just to get to this troll. It's gonna be 3 turns though. They're gonna be almost to the throne by the time it hits. So I could Bonder's Ornament with a cast down up. I think that's probably what I do. Oh yeah, that ramps me a turn for the troll. Although then everything we have is tap lands. But I don't want to take a hit from this, do I? I could. It would let me play troll next turn, but then I'm taking another hit from it. I can't take 2 hits from it. Yeah, let's just do this. So if we get a land naturally, I can maybe play troll next turn. An untapped land, that is. Hoping they forge just because it wastes the counters. All the trap is obviously pretty good. They go for the scry. Fair enough. It's funny, this is actually a matchup where they could be playing Bonder's Ornament as well. It's becoming a little bit more prevalent. They are going to swing. I'm just going to cast it down. They have no red mana is the good news. So they could just play like a Bannerhide, Jewel Thief, maybe another Hunter. Yup, another Hunter indeed. That does make things tough for taking the initiative before they get to the throne. Yeah, unless I can get an untapped land here for the troll. Nope. So I could Eviscerate his Insight, or I could just Limbus. I could Pestilence. That doesn't seem good. But I probably want to Rot Farm, so I think I need to play something now. So we're going to Limbus. There's the Fanatical Offering. We'll keep it. Rot Farm back. A Garden. Pass. I'm not chumping with the plant, actually. Because they have Trample. So actually, maybe I just sack a Limbus here. And I can maybe do something with this mana, like a map onto this. Could be relevant, sure. Pestilence, we'll put that in the grave. We already have one. We need more single target removal. I guess this does let us Pestilence wipe the skeleton and our plant survives, but they got red here, boarding party, into Repurposer. That's tough. It's a lot of damage. If I get an untapped swamp, I could Pestilence for 3. Could just Pestilence for 2, block here. I think we're taking it, but I think we're dead, unfortunately. Early emblems against these decks do kill us. Insight, Pestilence, yeah, Pestilence for 2, that's not good enough. Even with a Tithing Blade, I could play a troll now, chump here, but I have to trade troll with Hunter, so that's not a winning strat. I guess I'm gonna Insight a Limbus and see if there's anything we can draw. Double Swamp. I mean, we got pretty flooded, but it was just the Hunter early killed us. Moment's Peace. Tragic Slip, Snuff Out. Oof. I don't think so. Don't need spell bombs. We should have an okay matchup here. Maybe I should put in like oofs just as extra creatures to take the initiative with. They can also exile enchantments if they play that, or enchantment stuff. They're also Ponza. Yeah, so I need some cheaper things. So I'm not sure the campfires are as good. Oh, Tithing Blade's not very good either. All right. Let's try that. Snuff Out Tragic Slip. I guess this is just good enough. I guess I'm hoping for an Arbor Elf that we can kill, but I guess we only have 2 lands here, so if they just have a Sprawl or whatever into Thermalkarst, we could be in trouble. So for that reason, we go Limbus here, digging for lands. I want to cast down, but we need lands, and we already have some removal. Rumble finds Hunter again. Exact same start as last time. I might be killing this spawn this time. All right, we get our Swamp. That's good. Okay, so I can Bonder's Ornament and then Tragic Slip the spawn. Because, yeah, we are once again not prepared for a Hunter this early. We need it to not come down. We have an okay start, though, if we can continue to get lands and such. Arbor Elf and no land drop. Okay, so we're snuffing that out for sure. Start with a Limbus. Pestilence isn't bad, but I don't think it's what we need right now. Colony Garden is great. I don't need Campfire going. I think I'm just playing a Wellspring here. Okay, if they play nothing, that would of course be perfect. Oh, that's perfect. They have 7 cards in hand, can't play anything. All right, offering the Wellspring. Land drop found. Limbus. I guess finding a creature would be nice, but I don't mind a swamp. Pass. I guess we have creatures with map tokens, so if they do get the Hunter down, if I find removal, I can actually get there. But they're going to be discarding now. Avenging Hunter, sure. Let's start by sacking a Lembas to an offering. Wellspring, Campfire. I think we're going to map onto a plant. Lembas, sure, we'll leave that on top. Can map again. Yeah, I think I might as well. Grow it. Activate Campfire, start hitting for 2. Pass the turn. There's a ridge line. Obviously their draw, so they got nothing else. Swing, Lembas, looking for a land. Keep it. Play that. Play a Campfire, play a Nutrient Block, and we'll pass. Sprawl. And they have an Acid Moss on our green source. Sure. Gain 2. That is going to ramp them. They have a lot of cards in hand, so the game is not over, even though we are probably quite far ahead. I guess Reclamation is not going to do much but blow up an enchantment, so I probably should just do that. Slow them down a little bit. Campfire. In fact, I could have done it in response to the first Sprawl, and that would have set them back even more. But that's okay. Attack for 2. Do I just play Pestilence? They're probably going to be playing Deglammer, so that's probably not wise. I think I'll get a Familiar on the board and just pass. I can activate Bonder's Ornament if I want, and some Campfires and such. There's Chris. Activate the Ornament. We get another Pestilence. We'll Campfire. Swamp. Could just snuff this out and start attacking. Yeah, I think it's worth it because we have Pestilence in hand, which can just deal them a bunch of damage at some point, and they're getting low. Yeah, they just concede. All right. Obviously a good one for us when they get stuck on 3 mana for like 6 turns. All right, we can't keep this one or this one. Our turn to have a bad game. I guess we'll keep, get rid of Oof and Slip, just so I have Familiar with and an offering to use, because I don't want to get rid of a Swamp. I think I have to get rid of the Familiar though, and hope that they're relying on an Arbor Elf and then the Tragic Slip can get them. But if they're not, we're in a pretty bad spot. Yeah, there's a Wild Growth. Wellspring's good, but if we just get blown up, it's gonna be pretty tough. There's a Rumble. Getting a Avenging Hunter for the 3rd game in a row. I assume. They could grab something else. Actually, they take a Wild Growth. Okay. That's almost bad, because that might mean that they have another Hunter already. I could Tragic Slip this, but they just have to have a land drop for a Hunter. So I'm not really confident that's going to stop anything. Wellspring and pass. This has got to be a pretty bad matchup for us. Yep, Acid Moss, Ornament, just going to leave up Offering. I guess if they sack Spawn to cast something big, I could Tragic Slip it. Start with a Repurposer. Was that all? Thought it was going to be a lot worse than that. That's not too bad. I think maybe they needed 7 for an Altasaur and thought they had it. So that means I get to Ornament. I guess Familiar is a chump blocker. No, I think maybe I hold up the Tragic Slip. I don't want to chump block without like an offering, and if they're going to cast something larger that they couldn't before, it's got to be sacking Spawn, so I can always just Tragic Slip the Altasaur right away. Thermokarst. Okay. Annoying, but I guess if it's not a giant creature, I'm not in a terrible spot. They have to have something else, right? Okay, kind of weird. Haunted Mire. I think I just play Familiar and hold up Fanatical. Tragic Slip. We'll play the Mire, knowing it probably gets blown up. But if they had more destruction, it feels like they would have used all in one turn with spawns and stuff. There's 7 for an Altasaur. Utopia Sprawl, perfect. So I want to Offering here. If I do, there's no guarantee I can Tragic Slip this before it hits us. But I think I need the mana efficiency, so we're going to do it. Okay, Snuff Out's pretty good, as is Moment's Peace. Pestilence, that's all decent. I could play a Pestilence, and we still have up Snuff Out and Tragic Slip. If they have a Deglammer or something, and they've played pretty slowly, so I kind of expect them to have some sort of interaction like Deglammer. It's tough, but if they have Deglammer, like, we need so many more lands before we're going to be able to Pestilence without them interacting with it anyway. I guess if I kill both of these, they could sack their Spawn. I guess I probably just don't kill the Repurposer then. Or I could just hold up Moment's Peace and play out a couple. Yeah, I guess that's safer, isn't it? Hold up Moment's Peace so I can't take damage this turn unless they're playing Flaring Pain. And then double block so that next turn when I Pestilence, I can have Cauldron Familiar to save it. Plus, if they play like a boarding party, this helps there. Acid Moss. Well, throws a wrench in the plan a little bit. I guess I still have green from the Bonder's Ornament, so it's fine. Do I want to just cast Snuff Out and then Tragic Slip? Yeah, I think so. Repurposer is only a 3/3, but especially with losing 4 from the Snuff Out, that's still not that many turns. They clearly don't have much else going on in hand, unless they're just bluffing. Avenging Hunter. Sure. I guess they got me a little bit. We can bring back Cauldron Familiar, and we just need to find a removal spell, and then we have Moment's Peace. That's all pretty good. Finds a forest, plays it. Sack a nutrient block to the familiar. I think we're going to sack this other block. It means that the familiar can't come back, but I really need to find a removal spell. Otherwise, it doesn't really matter. Heritage Wreck doesn't really matter. Well, I guess I Colony Garden. Probably map onto it so that I'll have 2 attackers next turn, I guess. Cast down. Okay, keeping that on top. Campfire. Pass. The problem is they could play another creature, but what are you going to do about that? Nothing. We just needed that cast down a little sooner. They're scrying 2, trying to find more creatures. 2 to the top. It's pretty good, especially if one cascades into the next. Bonder's Ornament. Okay. Hey, maybe they'll draw us cards. That'd be nice. I mean, if that's... They got something else? I was going to say, if that's all they got... Okay, Thermokarst. Annoying, but not the end of the world. Oh, I can actually blow up their ornament. That's cool. Although, like, I wouldn't mind them drawing us cards, but... Okay, we actually... Oh, they're attacking? That's crazy. I mean, I guess it's a lot of damage. It makes sense. But then I can get the initiative for free, and we have a Moment's Peace. They could have, like, a bolt or something, so I'm going to blow up their ornament. Because, like, I kind of want to chump here, but if they had, like, a bolt... to kill my other guy, I wouldn't want to. Because if I chump, the next turn I get 2 Moment's Peace to block them both. Keep the initiative. I get to also cast down at some point. I guess I should probably wait to chump until I have the initiative, shouldn't I? Yeah, because I'm going to cast this one down and then I chump. So I guess I should just take it. It's a lot, but when you get a cast down, we're going to swing with both. Luckily, this Bonder's Ornament keeps us in green, even with them blowing up all our lands. So that's really good. Pass here. They have another... boarding party. That's pretty good. Into a sprawl. We're going to Moment's Peace and take nothing. I am going to spend our mana to cast down the Hunter, and we're going to obviously Campfire. I kind of want to Scry, but Forge would let me just trade one of our guys with one of these, and that feels better. So I think we're going to Forge to the Familiar. Plus, maybe I just go on damage because I have another Moment's Peace. So I could just map here. Lembas seems fine. So I can attack for 5, and they have to attack with both if they want to force us to use the Moment's Peace. If they only attack with 1, then I can chump with a plant, in which case, like if they attack with both, then I get to attack them for another 5, and then we're pretty close to killing them with Pestilence. They are going to swing both. We're going to Moment's Peace. I guess I should block still on the 1% chance they have a Flaring Pain. They got an Altasaur? Come on. Into a boarding party. We need a swamp so I can Pestilence away the board. Into an Avenging Hunter? You gotta be kidding me. That's outrageous. That's unfair. I swear, every single time I play against Ponza right now, they just have the most luck. So they get the initiative anyway, which means I don't trap them. That was the other thing is, I was going to trap them, and then I could attack, and then Pestilence would kill them. All right, we know we're getting a Lembas, which is bad now. I mean, it's medium. I guess we only have 1 Moment's Peace because we don't have 2 in the sideboard anymore, so there's no way we can do that. Chump, chump, chump. So I don't die yet. All right, cast a Lembas. I mean, Insight seems fine. Card draw. I feel like I have to hit a land drop here, and then a land drop next turn will give me up to Pestilence for 4 to have a shot. Although I'm going to take a bunch of damage, so I'm not even going to be able to Pestilence for 4. Is this good enough? I think it's a no. I could sack the Lembas here. Okay, yeah, I guess we keep it and we sack Lembas because Campfire keeps us alive. I could tap the Campfire first, but I want the mana. Garden. I can't attack. I mean, I think we're going to lose, but it's just so unfortunate that they got the perfect top deck into top deck into top deck that they could have. All right, they attack with everybody. I don't think we can win, but them attack with everybody actually does help because I can just jump all 3 of these, Campfire to survive, play a Pestilence, activate for 1 to kill this, attack for 3, so they go to 7. I get to trap them, and I have 2 more mana. So if they have nothing in hand, I actually think this wins me the game by not trading with any of these. I expect them to have another Altasaur into a boarding party into a Hunter, but if they have nothing, I'm pretty sure we can win here. Of course, they have a Hunter. A Hunter into a Come on. Because we would survive at 1. Or no, actually I'd need 1 more mana because otherwise I'd die to my own Pestilence before I kill them. So I'd need 1 more mana to be able to Campfire. 1 more untapped land. But if I had that, I'm pretty sure I could have won. We didn't draw it. Pestilence, wipe this. 3, 7. Yeah, okay, so we couldn't have won, but it would be really, really close. They would be 1 above us. But, better lucky than good, I guess. Okay, here we are. Next round. Let's go. Start with the garden. We don't immediately have a way to sacrifice it or anything, so I don't have to, but we have a rot farm that we want to pick it up with. Of course, we want to play a tap land, but I could have played a Mire to get more black. But also, if they start with like a Tomb Raider or something, I might want to block it. Never mind, it's Tron. If this is Monster Tron, which is the most prevalent Tron deck right now, I think we probably have an okay matchup against them, just because we have a lot of removal. We're a very hard control deck, so we don't care that they have a bunch of life gain. And eventually we can grind them out, but we'll see. Lembas, I think I'm set on lands, so I'm getting rid of any lands I see. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. Bachuka Bog, I mean, better than a swamp, I think. Of course, you always want to hit your land drops, but I already had 4 land drops set up, so didn't think I needed another one, but apparently the fates disagreed. It's also another matchup where they could be playing Bonder's Ornament, which would be interesting to have those dueling. Forest does indicate monster. Lotus Petal doesn't. That's an interesting include. That usually would make me think like combo-y, but why would you need Lotus Petal in a Tron deck? You already have tons of fast mana. Utopia Sprawl? What on earth is happening? I'm intrigued. They're going to play like a Chrysalis now or something. Or maybe like they're going to play like Thermokarst. That'd be really funny. Crack their map. Okay. All right. I guess we get to take our turn. Nutrient Block. That's not bad. That's actually a 1-drop I can play with the Bonder's Ornament, so I don't waste its mana. We have decent setup. Unfortunately, we're already almost out of cards. We really need to draw spell into some removal and stuff. Well, I think we're going to need removal. I guess we might not. But it's clearly Gruul Tron, which still makes me think it's a Monster Tron of some variety, just clearly a different one. There's a Repurposer, and we get a Colony Garden. We don't even have an untapped land, so I can't even use the ornament here. So I guess we crack the block, see if I draw something. Okay, it's a 2-drop. Then I'll probably play the Rot Farm here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Rot Farm, picking up a Swamp. I can play a Troll next turn if I want. I almost always want to pick up a utility land with the Rot Farm, Bajuka Bog, or Colony Garden, but I already have a lot of utility lands, and if I don't draw anything relevant, and if they just play a big creature, I might want to play the Troll out, so basic seems good here. They're going to swing with a Repurposer. What are the chances this plant can block so much more damage? Probably pretty high. Yeah, I can take 3. I'm just thinking if they're still playing like Maelstrom Colossus, then like it could block a 7/7 theoretically. They do have Tron. Let's see what's happening. 9 for a Hand of Emrakul. Okay. So it's like Eldrazi Tron, so they're probably playing like Brood Birthing and stuff like that. That's sweet. I love Hand of Emrakul. Luckily for us, it's only Annihilator 1. That's going to be almost inconsequential. If anything, beneficial with all our Wellsprings and such. I probably do want to play the Troll. Maybe I just want to draw with the ornament. This is just a 7/7 that I can chump. I'll sack a Wellspring, which draws me a card. I'll take 3, and I get to draw from the ornament. I can even play another Garden, so I have a second blocker if they have like a removal spell or something. Yeah, I think we're just going to do that. This will give us a nice burst of card draw. If the Troll could trade with the Hand of Emrakul, I probably would have played it, but since it's just under it, and I don't have any power on the plants, I think it's probably better to just do it this way. Swing with both. We'll sack the Wellspring, draw a card. Insight's great. Since I'm about to chump, I'll take the 3 here. I guess that means I wouldn't be using Ornament. It's more mana efficient to use the Ornament, but of course it's more cards and more value to do the Insight. I think I'm going to do the mana efficiency though, actually, and just go for the Ornament here. We'll see if there's like another Hand of Emrakul we got to worry about. There is. Draw from the Ornament. Looking for some removal spells. Tithing Blade is not cutting it. Familiar. Well, I can flood the board with permanents, which is just good for the Annihilator. Block. Campfire. Don't think we're going to ornament because we're going to Insight this turn. So I can just play a Mire here. We're going to sack a Nutrient Block and maybe a Lembas to these guys. Actually, I guess we'll sack the Cauldron Familiar, but then we'll bring it right back with a Lembas, then chump and Eviscerator's Insight. So we get an extra trigger, which I guess we can do with the Nutrient Block as well. So swing. Sacrifice a Familiar, bring it back with a Nutrient Block, draw a card, ping them for 1, sack it again. This is pretty funny. Bring it back with the Lembas, and then chump block here and here, Insight the Familiar. An actual removal spell anytime would be great. Pestilence is going to take us way too long to get to these guys. They have Warped Tusker, a 6/8 with Reach. That makes a spawn. I guess I could Pestilence to wipe the spawn so Tithing Blade's a little better, but until I get rid of the Repurposer, it's still not great. And I don't think I can afford to spend my whole turn doing that because then I'll take too much damage. And another Repurposer. Okay, Offering, of course. I have so many removal spells. All right, well, Lembas is a chump blocker, essentially, as well as trying to find us some, not Campfire, some removal. Tragic Slip is removal, okay. So I could Pestilence activate for 1, then Tragic Slip. So the next turn, I bring back Familiar, I chump, I take 12. So I go to 6 because of the Pestilence, but then I can Pestilence a few more times. Tithing Blade one of these guys. I think that's the play. It's going to be pretty close, but Pestilence, I think I'd probably do it now so they don't have the extra mana on their turn. Tragic Slip, a Hand of Emrakul. I'm going to have to sack my Campfire probably. Maybe a land. I have to activate Pestilence for 4 to be able to wipe all of these and the spawn they leave behind. Now let's Cauldron Familiar off of Lembas. So 4, plus I need Tithing Blade, so I need that, and I have 2 mana left over. Could be a troll into another swamp if I want it. I need to find a food or some way to chump the Tusker, I guess. Or, well, the Hand of Emrakul is the one that they're going to keep. I don't think Campfire is going to do it, so I think I'm getting rid of that. Block here, I take 12. Oh, I did gain 1 off the Familiar that I was forgetting. So we're at 7. Oh, just give me something good. That's not what I need. If I activate for 4, Tithing Blade, we're at 3, and they have a Hand of Emrakul, and so I die. What do I even need? Like a Nutrient Block or something. So I think I have to Fanatical Offering our Bonder's Ornament. Wait. Or I could go through the whole thing that I'm thinking for Tithing Blade, and then I could Fanatical Offering the Tithing, but then I'm out of mana entirely, which means I'm not sure I'll be able to do it then, even if I do get it. We have so many removal spells, we just haven't seen like any of them. There's 1 cast down, but I don't think that's enough. I can cast this down. Actually, I have a chump blocker. Okay, wait, maybe we're good. Calding Garden blocks. So I cast this down, I chump here, and then in combat, I can Pestilence for 3. So let's do that. This. So yeah, I Pestilence for 3, which means I guess I can play the Spell Bomb. Maybe I should have cycled the Troll. Okay, if they don't kill this plant or get trample or anything, maybe we can actually survive. I was trying to figure out a way to get like a chump blocker for cheap, and I was forgetting that the Colony Garden can be it for free, or 1 mana if you want to count it that way. So we might actually be able to survive if they got nothing. Block here, Pestilence, Pestilence, and Pestilence once more. We'll see what else they got, because if they got a Chrysalis or something, then it's going to be hard to... I mean, I guess I get to still Pestilence, wipe all the spawn away, and then Tithing Blade one of them, and then I just need a chump blocker again, but yep, there's Chris. So I just need another kill spell, or chump blocker. So I Pestilence for 1, and then I Tithing Blade, kill one of these, which means I have 5 mana, so I can't troll. That uses 1 black, 2 black... Okay, but I have a troll if I need for another black, so I'm going to Fanatical Offering the Spell Bomb to draw 3. That still leaves me with boom, boom. Yeah, enough mana to cast a 2 or even 3-drop removal spell. Insight is not it. Oh my god. A food would do it too, because I would be able to bring back Cauldron Familiar, because look, I got a Pestilence. I'm pretty sure I have 1 more shot to draw a Nutrient Block. Well, I can like Insight for 2 draws for a Nutrient Block. Pestilence, they're going to sack all their stuff. Or I could find a Colony Garden, I suppose, which would be a reason to draw now. But no, Colony Garden wouldn't work, because then I couldn't also Tithing Blade, because I would have to play the black land. So that doesn't matter. I mean, I should still Insight, cycle. Oh no, nothing. No, I don't have any mana left. Well, I'm going to Insight and see if we draw something that I'm not thinking of then. Rot Farm and more card draw. Tithing Blade one of them, and I die to the other. I can't snuff out. I have no food. Oh, well, we lose. We went through half of our deck, saw 1 Tragic Slip, 1 Cast Down, and 1 Tithing Blade. When we have 4 Cast Downs, Tragic Slip, 2 Tithing Blades, Heritage Wreck would have not done too much. But a Grapple and a Snuff Out. It's so frustrating. And Moment's Peace, Troublemaker Oof, Tragic Slip, Snuff Out. Don't think Spell Bomb or Campfire are very helpful. Although Tithing Blade is bad, as we saw, although it could be okay with like Pestilence, like comboing them together. Heritage Wreck could be decent. I mean, we're bringing the oofs. Diabolic Edict, same thing as Tithing Blade. I think we'll leave it like this. Alright, can't keep this one. This one's okay. We'll get rid of a Pestilence. Start with a Swamp, pass the turn. Urge is mine and map. Unfortunately, unless we naturally draw a forest that is not in our deck, we're not going to be able to Heritage Reclamation that. So I'm just going to grab a Swamp. Unless they do something weird like they did before and like play a forest and then Utopia Sprawl it. That might be a reason actually to Rot Farm here instead of just Lembas. Of course, we got a Pestilence back right after we shuffled. They do play a Forest, but they're certainly leaving up mana for the map. Bonder's Ornament. Yeah, I guess we'll play that and pass. Just keep ramping. Well, start ramping, I guess. Nest Invader. They didn't crack the map at the end step. Is interesting. They do have the ability to crack it now, so I still can't blow it up. But if I leave up the mana for it, and they don't do it, I might go for it. Lembas to start looking for card draw first. I mean, I'd probably keep removal, but I would love to find card draw first and then removal. They're going to respond by cracking the map. Okay, fair enough. They got another mine. That seems like a mistake. Tithing Blade. I mean, I guess a Tithing Blade's okay now. Eating a Nest Invader. I still have Pestilence to kill this, so I probably don't actually want that. But if we get a Pestilence down, Tithing Blades become pretty good. We have 2 Pestilence. We already have a Tithing Blade. I'll get rid of it. All right, we got an Insight. That's nice. I gotta assume the mine was a misclick or just miscount or something. Or they already have Tron in hand, and so they don't care, but they've played 2 forests. So that seems unlikely. And they play a 3rd forest. What is going on? They just might not know how to play Tron, I guess. Swing for 2. All right, we're going to Insight the Lembas here. Draw 2. Play a Garden, play another Lembas. I guess I don't mind hitting a land drop again. Yeah, we want to keep hitting our land drops for the Pestilence, so let's just take that. I guess for mana efficiency, maybe I should have just incited the plant this turn, because I had 5, and now I'm not really going to use much of it unless I do cast the Reclamation. There's a tower. I'll take 2. They're going to pass. I'm so confused. Bojuka Bog, and I think we're just going to pass. Play a 2nd tower. I guess they just want to do it the old-fashioned way. Hard cast their 6 drops. We'll chump, Insight the plant, and pass. Still nothing for them to cast. Next turn, though. Grapple with Death. Nutrient block. I think I'll just Bojuka Bog and then pass. Repurposer. Swing for 2. They didn't have a 7-drop they wanted to play. And they didn't even play their land drop, which we know they have one in hand. Am I tripping? All right, we're going to gain 3 cards. Tragic Slip. Well, I'm just going to go to my turn. Swamp's great. So I think I play a Pestilence. I have for up to 5. So I can wipe their board, which I could do now for 4. And then I play a Cauldron Familiar. Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen any haste. I'm not really expecting any. I'm not really sure what else I would be worried about. If they just play whatever, then I can always wipe it away and then Tithing Blade next turn. So here's a Familiar. Lotus Petal finally gives them red mana. Hull Breach is not what I was expecting. Blows up an artifact and an enchantment. Pestilence and Bonder's Ornament. That's pretty good. The fact that they had to 2-for-1 themselves with the Lotus Petal and that they have nothing else going on is not great for them. And I think is a good indication for us, but not bad. They played another tower. We get a swamp. I will swing and just pass. There's the mine finally, and another Lotus Petal. Chris, Snuff Out. I mean, I think I'll just hard cast a Snuff Out on this guy. Map onto our Familiar. We'll leave a cast down on top. Attack for 2. They'll block with a Spawn. They finally hit a Power Plant. They got 2 cards left in hand. We'll see if they can cast them both. Yep, Emrakul. Hand of Emrakul, that is. We will just cast it down, and we will Pestilence, wipe their Spawn. I wasn't sure if I was going to do this. Since I decided I should have probably just held the cast down and gone for a Tithing Blade on the Hand of Emrakul instead, but that's fine. I decided I wanted to get in for 2 and not let them chump block, but I think we'll be just fine. All right, we won that one. Let's go again. This one, I think we'll keep. We have 1 removal spell, chump blocker, a little bit of card draw. I feel like, based on the previous 2 games, as long as I have a little bit of removal and, card draw, I can probably win. So I kind of want to mulligan this for like a better hand that just has some more card draw and stuff, but I think it's solid enough. They mulligan to 5, which is going to help a little bit. As long as they don't have a fast start like they did game 1, I think we'll be just fine. Or I think their start was medium fast, but we had no removal at all, which made things tough. Tower, and there's a map. Garden and pass. I don't mind a land, but obviously I'd prefer it like next turn to get like a Fanatical Offering or something. Okay, they could have turn 3 Tron. They get Urza's Mine, the correct one this time. Another Swamp. Let's go for a block and a Familiar. They have that Warped Tusker. No Trample, no Annihilator, so not too worried about this one. I can chump and then Tragic Slip it if I really want. Fanatical is a great draw. Exactly what I asked for. Chump the Tusker. Go for an Offering on the cat. Double Garden. I mean, more chump blockers, even though I don't necessarily want the lands. Still seems fine. I'll slip this unless they play like a Hand of Emrakul here, which is what I'm guessing they are doing. Yep, there it is. So we'll slip that then. Oh, another Tragic Slip. Perfect. Let's draw a card with our cat sacking the block. Amazing. Eviscerator's Insight. pass the turn. They have a forest and a sprawl, 1 card left in hand, but they did just get access to green and red if it's like a Chrysalis or something. We'll block, draw 2, and get some nice cards. I'll slip this. I mean, I have chump blockers for a million days, so maybe I don't even care about that guy, but alright, they concede. This one looks decent. We'll give it a try. Looks like we're against Selesnya, maybe Naya Gates. Colony Garden is a nice pickup. Gives us something to sack to the Insight and also extra value from the Rot Farm. Grapple with Death very well might come up, being able to target a Guardian of the Guild Pact. They start with a Rumble, hits Guardian, Journey. You know, we get a Swamp, so I could draw 2 right away. But I probably want to have this as a chump blocker, so let's just Campfire and Rot Farm. Back the Garden, pass. They are Naya, Milled and Moxite. Okay, Snacker it is. Another Garden. All right, we'll play a Swamp, so I can use Campfire and Eviscerator's Insight. Campfire will offset the Snacker damage. Basilisk Gate. If they want to pump their Snacker rather than casting a spell, that's probably fine by me. I'll take 4, especially when it's only pumping by 2. Campfire and Insight. Sack the plant. Pachuca Bog. If I get a kill spell for this. And a Spell Bomb. Well, let's play a Wellspring. Swamp. Alright, I'll play a Swamp, play a Spell Bomb so I don't discard. And I can activate Campfire. Pass the turn. Straight to combat. Swing with the Snacker. I'll take 2. Play a Cliff Gate. And there's a Guardian. So I could kill the Guardian right away. I could wait until they try to, like, buff it, because they might have a Armadillo Cloak. Don't think I need to kill it right away. Go for a Lembus. I mean, they could play like Basilisk Gate and like pump twice, but they could do that on either of them since I don't have a kill spell for both yet. We'll keep an Insight. Colony Garden. I think we'll just pass. There's another gate. Pump the Guardian. Pump it again. All right, well, we'll have to kill it next turn since we're taking 10 here, 12 with the Snacker. Do I want to use Campfire then? I need to find a kill spot for the Snacker, I guess, because otherwise it can kill me next turn, which means I think I need to draw 3 here. Of course, no kill spells. Still no kill spells. I'm 1 mana short of Pestilence for 1. No, I'm 2 mana short. Pestilence for 1 plus kill this with Grapple. So I need to find a 1 mana way to kill a Snacker, like a Tragic Slip. Sure. Of which we only have 1 in our deck. Heritage Reclamation, 2 slow. I can kill this, but then I just die to this. How does this deck never have removal when it's playing like 12 removal spells? Pretty confused by that. Fairy Macabre, Diabolic Edict, Reclamation's fine. Campfire I think is fine. Like I just had like 8 removal spells that I couldn't find. Okay, let's just try to have a better start. This one's not good. This one's fine. I think we keep all the card draw. Reclamation can snipe. Maybe can snipe a, what's it called? I think we'll get rid of the Troll, and if we don't draw any lands with all this extra card draw we got, then I guess we'll be screwed. But start with a Nutrient Block and pass. They got a gate. Yeah, I guess I just swamp. That means I don't have Reclamation as early, though. Actually, I think I want to hold up Reclamation because they might have a tap land here, and then next turn a Snacker. They could have an untapped land, but Faithless Looting, that too. So Reclamation could snipe a Snacker, although double land discard is fine. So I think I'm just going to hold it up here. I can always just offering this if need be. Moxite, discard a Thraben Charm, hit a gate, Fanatical Offering to draw 3, play a Wellspring, pass, play a gate, they're going to pass. Maybe make a Robot. I'll draw 3 at 10. So I want to play 3 cards. So Familiar, Nutrient Block, Conley Garden. Leave up Reclamation and Nutrient Block. They'll make a Robot. I'll take 2, Moxite, discards a Cliff Gate, plays a Mountain, pass. Let's activate block, draw a card, play a Lembus. Sure, we'll keep another Lembus. Play a block, Mire, attack for 1. They can make another robot if they want. I'll chump one of them, pursue the past. There's a Snacker finally. We will exile it. Draw a card. Spellbomb's pretty good. They have a Journey to Nowhere on the cat. Sure. We just used our main way to exile Artifact or Enchantment. We didn't bring in Troublemaker Oof, did we? No. Fair enough. I think... Well, I could Pestilence and wipe the robots, but then Pestilence does die. It's a little unfortunate. Could just play a Troll of Khazad-dûm, hold up a Tragic Slip. Probably want to play a Spellbomb, though. Let's go for a Lembus. Probably shouldn't have played a land. I might find a Kelney Garden or something. Diabolic Edict. More removal doesn't seem bad. We already have a fair amount. I think I want to find some more card draw. Campfire's not bad. Kind of helps offset the damage they'll be dealing. I could crack this right now to get rid of a Faithless and a Pursue the Past. I kind of want to. If they then have a Snacker, it's a little awkward. It's a lot of card draw to let them have for free. Well, at cost, I suppose. I think we'll let them have it for at least a turn. They're going to pursue the past, discarding something I've never seen before. Trace of Abundance. Enchanted Land has Shroud. Interesting. I guess protect the gates. Swing for 4. We'll take it. Trace of Abundance. I didn't have any way to blow up those gates anyway, so it's fine. It does also let it tap for additional mana, so it's not completely useless if we don't have anything, but I'm not too worried about it. Crack the Nutrient block. Fairy Macabre. That's nice. For if they do get a snacker at some point, or try to get one anyway. Additional mana of any colors. Okay, so they also just have up Thraben Charm here. That might be what they're thinking about. They said, I don't know if you play the Ponza spell, but I have very little against you. Totally fair. Let's see. So I can play a Colony Garden. Yeah, probably just play Garden and hold up Eviscerator's Insight and everything else. Don't need to rush here, I don't think. Block. We'll go for an Eviscerator's Insight. Take 2. They have a Rumble. Hits a Guardian or Medic. They choose the Guardian. Surprise, surprise. They're going to cast that. Okay, so I have Tithing Blade. Do I have enough mana to Pestilence, wipe away everything, and then Tithing Blade? Yes, I do. I still think I want to cycle this to make sure I hit another land drop. Campfire. Hopefully they don't have an instant speed way to make a creature. No. So we will Pestilence, activate. They'll make a mana. Sure, we'll go to our second main, see if they want to use that mana for anything. Pestilence again, Tithing Blade. They have a Thraben Charm for the Pestilence. I actually don't have a creature, so it's going to go away anyway, so I honestly have no problem with that. Kill their thing, and then pass. Alright, pretty good exchange for us. Flashback Looting. I think that's the only thing in their graveyard that had relevance. Now there's a snacker, though, so I might just pop the Spell Bomb at the end step. We'll see. Rumble hits probably a Moxite. They cast that now. Discarding a Shattered Acolyte. Lifelink, relevant, and also Disenchant. That's kind of cool. They have another Gate. We'll gain 2 life. Play a Swamp. Play a Bonder's Ornament. Lembas. We'll keep a Troll. I think next turn I can probably deploy that as a win con. Not going to do it yet because I need to have up some mana to like kill this spawn when they try to pump it, which I assume they'll do. They might not, but obviously you don't want to take the chance of taking 15 or whatever. We'll just Tragic Slip it. I could let them pump it twice and then cast it down, but might as well use the Tragic Slip here, I think. They have a cat. Let's use Bonder's Ornament to draw a card. So many permanents on board. Here's a Swamp. So I could play a Troll. I have a cast down for the cat. More card draw. I can gas it down during combat and then blow up their graveyard with the Spell Bomb so they can't get it back. I think that's probably the play. Or I could even do it in response to an activation with the activation still on the stack, but we might as well let them pump it twice if they want to try. They'll just do this. So I'll cast it down. Well, I set a stop and it did not stop. Oh, I set it on their turn. It is their turn. I don't know. They set a stop and it didn't work, but then also they didn't activate or embalm the cat, so it's fine. Blow up their graveyard. All right, and we win the game. That one went pretty well. We could bring in a Noof if we want for a Journey. They also have the Shroud thing, but we don't have land destruction, so I don't actually care. They have Moxite, and it kills the 2/2s, the robots. And if they're playing Armadillo Cloak, it kills that, although they probably took that out. I guess the trample's pretty good, but they don't care about lifelink here as much. I mean, it went pretty well there for sure. Do I need an oof is the question. Probably not. Let's just send Pachuca Bog's not bad, and Spell Bomb, and then we have a bunch of card draw. Yeah, this one looks good. Start with a Gate. I think I'll just start with a Spell Bomb. So if they want to go Moxite into Snacker, I at least have the choice to interact. I don't have to. And there's the Moxite. And they do. I think I gotta do it. I'm about to play a Pachuca Bog, which is annoying, but this is not going to be in the graveyard at that time unless I draw like a Tragic Slip. So let's just get rid of it. I don't want to deal with it. And play a Familiar. I guess playing the Familiar this early means they could... Pretty sure that's like one of the sins of the deck. You're not supposed to play Familiar super early. It means that they could Journey to Nowhere and I don't have an offering to sacrifice it. If they spend their turn doing that, I'm really not too worried about it, but I do want it to be around. Pursue the Past. Sacred Cat. Okay, not too bad. Although I wish I had my Pachuca Bog now. Get the second one. Colony Garden. Attack for 1. I think we're just on Wellspring Garden here. Could still draw another Bog. Would not be upset about it. I am upset about drawing a third Pestilence in a match where I probably should have sided at least one out, but whatever. Cliff Gate. Pass the turn, so they're going to make a robot. I really want to hit land drops, so we're going to go for a draw 3 now, even though I could have like a jump blocker. Well, we don't hit the land, but we do get a Fairy Macabre, which I think I just use now. Those 2 cards are pretty good in their grave. I could save it for a snacker, but frankly, I think this is just as good. We'll attack for 1. Play a Manor Gate. If they want to pump the robot, I will gladly just chump it. Pursue the Past. Discard another Sacred Cat. Embalm that. Ugh, that land drop being missed is really unfortunate, because I just try to work up to these Pestilences, and this is not helping. Well, we're going to sack the cat, because we can bring it back. I'm going to sack the block here otherwise. I guess I attack first. Get in for damage. Either way, this could be 3 draw. Oh, I accidentally clicked through. Oh my god, but I didn't draw a land still. And I also didn't play a spell bomb because it drew so quickly and then I pressed 1. That's really annoying. I guess I'll discard a Pestilence. I feel like we're pretty favored in this match. We got unlucky the first game, and then we are getting unlucky now with no lands. They could have a Thraben Charm here. Get rid of the cat. I guess I don't need to block with it, but I want to sack this to draw a land at some point anyway, but we'll just block like this. They're going to pass, finally. Alright, let's play a Lembas, so we have double food for if they go for a Thraben Charm. Fanatical's not bad. Keep that. You could have a double Thraben Charm, which I really don't want them to have, but if I do this now, and then they go for a Thraben Charm, I have to sack this, which means I'll draw a card and I'll have to discard. I think we'll just pass. If they go for a pump, I guess they could have untapped land, pump, and still have double Thraben, but yep, pump here, combat, bring back the cat, draw a card, cast out's not bad either, but we're just trying to get some card draw right now. Sack it to draw 2. There's some lands, another gate, another cat. Man, if I had a Pestilence for 2 here, if I'd hit land drops, maybe we'd be okay. I mean, we're fine, but still annoyed. Alright, block. Spell bomb, pass. Dust to dust on our 2 food. Obviously, I'm going to sacrifice this in response, and they're just going to let that happen. I could... So I could just let this happen. I could sack the Lembas as well to the cat, which would just shuffle it back in, but then they could exile our graveyard. That's bad. So I don't mind if it gets exiled. I could also sacrifice it afterwards. I could also sack the cat here and then do it again, but that just all makes us susceptible to a Thraben Charm, and I probably want to cast down here, so I think it's fine. They can exile a Lembas. I assume they're going to go for like a journey or something. Just pump the cat. No food. Probably still want to chump. I guess with no food right now, I might as well chump with this guy. Draw 2 more. Not lands. Come on. Dude. There we go, swamp. Alright, so we have 6 mana. I could Pestilence and wipe the board. Don't think we need to do that yet. I have enough removal spells here, which means Ponder's Ornament's nice because it's a little bit of ramp, and I guess I just Wellspring. Wellspring makes us draw another card, which will probably be discarded. So maybe I just cast down one of these now. Yeah, I'm going to cast down this cat. I'm doing this one because then they might bring it back at the same time, which is actually better because then we can Pestilence wipe them all away, as opposed to killing this one where they're going to have the same one to come back later. I could also have blown up their graveyard, but I don't care too much because of the Pestilence trick we're just mentioning. Pump this cat. I think we're going to chump and sack. They could... Oh, they're pumping the robot as well. I was going to say they could Thraben Charm our cat while it's in the grave, but now they can't. I might just want to cast down. They're tapped out. I probably just go for the Pestilence now then. Oh, I should have blocked the other one because it's more damage. Although they would have gained 6, but I don't really care about the life loss. I just prefer not to take damage, so yeah, I should have saved 1 life there. Still having trouble getting lands. And no food means I can't bring back Familiar, so I'm going to lose our Pestilence, which I guess is fine. Play it. I guess I just activate it for 2 during their turn. I'm going to have to discard something here. Probably just a Wellspring. I was trying to think if there was any downside to doing it during their turn. If they have a Prismatic Strands, there is. That seems like I could just respond to it. Probably wouldn't be. Could have double Prismatic. I don't know. They're going to pump here. I'm going to go for the Pestilence once and twice. So that's gone. We have tons of removal, so even if they play like a Guardian here, I can just kill it. Flashback Pursue the Past is fine too. Discard that Trace of Abundance. All right, Pestilence is gone. We got a land. Thank goodness. All right, now I think we're just in a very controlling spot. We wipe the board, so anything they put down, I have removal spells for. Even Guardian, I have 3 removal spells that hit it, so I'm not too worried about that. Outlaw Medic, Viscerator's Insight. We're going to draw 2 off a map here, and I think we're going to cast one of these down just while I have the mana. They draw a card. Ah, there you are. I guess maybe I Tithing Blade this. How many Guardians could they have? They could have 4. It seems unlikely. I think I'm going to Tithing Blade. Hope that doesn't bite us. We still have 2 kill spells and another Tithing in the deck. But do we have a Troll we cycle? No. So just the Cauldron Familiar. I really don't want to get rid of... Oh, we have a Fairy Macabre in the grave. Okay, cool. Fairy Macabre. Play a Swamp. This is going to take a while to be super relevant, but honestly, the 1 life a turn could matter because we might need to Pestilence bomb ourselves for a little bit at some point. We do have 1 Campfire left in the deck, I believe, so I don't think we should have any fear of milling out. Correct. Looks like they were about to go for a Guardian. Decided against it. Or at least just untapped, I don't know. There's the Guardian. There's another Guardian. I'm just gonna make him sack a creature. Drain. They said, show me 2 Tithing. And we're going to hit him with a Grapple with Death. Boom. Lembas. Pachuca Bog. Nothing in their graveyard right now that matters, so I'm actually going to get rid of that. There we go. Nutrient Block. Haunted Mire. Leave a Tithing on top, which they now know about, off of this map. Attack for 1. Pass the turn. They have a Rumble, which finds a Journey or a Gate. They go for the Gate. Play that. Shattered Acolyte. Sure. Can blow up our Bonder's Ornament or something. We will draw 2 here with the map. Get that Tithing Blade. Drain them. Let's see. Trying to think of the best way to do this. This has obviously got to go before we play Pestilence. We can just chump block for now with Eviscerator's Insight. Play a Colony Garden. Pass the turn. Pump the Acolyte. Pump the Spawn. Bring back Familiar. Sacking on Nutrient Block. Ping them for 1. Block here. Block here. Eviscerator's Insight the Familiar. And I guess I got another Eviscerator's Insight. I'd be tapping out, but that's probably fine. If they want to blow up our Bonder's Ornament while we're tapped out, like, that's fine. Heritage Wreck. Drain them for 1. Moment's Peace. Play a Swamp. Play a Lembas. Fairy Macabre. I think we're just going to play that as a threat to attack. We probably should stop drawing. We have 1 Campfire, but they're actually going to have a Thraben Charm to blow up our graveyard in response, I would assume. So, yeah. We're going to have to discard 2 right now. Let's just kill the Acolyte so we can get this Pestilence down when we want to. They'll blow up something. Probably the Sepulcher, the Spell Bomb. Yeah, I might as well blow up their graveyard in response. I don't think I want to draw. I mean, we still have 13 cards. Yeah, actually, we can draw. 13's a lot. Although I guess we're just discarding here, so it's not that good, but whatever. Swing for 1. We'll just discard a couple lands. They're going to pump just once. Gonna reanimate with Alembus, this Familiar, Chump Block, and pass. There's no reason to use Moment's Peace or Cast Down or anything like that until we really need to. Since we have Chump Blockers, they hit a Pursue the Past here. Takes an Outlaw Medic, though. They need the Lifelink. Flashback, Pursue the Past. Discard a Snacker. We will exile that and draw another card. Troll is another threat we can use. Ping him for 1. Another Troll. Swing for 3. 6, 6. I'm just short of playing both Trolls and holding up Moment's Peace, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna play just 1. Rot Farm back a Bog. Pass the turn. Play a Gate. Journey to Nowhere on the Troll. Yeah, that's fine. Pump just 1. I could take a hit for 8 if I really want. Probably don't need to though. Not yet anyway. Sack the Lembas for the Familiar. Drain for 1. Chump Block. Medic. Drain for 1 here. There's the Campfire. Although I don't have a food right now to get this back. Swing 2 in the air. Cast a Troll. Cast a Campfire. And there's going to be the Charm. Finally. Exiling the Grave. Not too worried about it. I think we'll be fine without it. Play a Swamp. Pass the turn. Melded Moxite. Discard a Snacker. Can't do anything about that this time. Pump onto the Medic. So I don't want them to gain life, so I could Moment's Peace, but I think I should just cast down because Moment's Peace can clear every attacker, and so if they pump like 3 different ones, Moment's Peace can get that, whereas if they only have 1, cast down does the same thing, so I think that's better. Another Journey for the Troll, but I should have enough. I'm not quite there with Pestilence, actually. Little short. Another Snacker, but I can Pestilence wipe their board, which is probably good enough. Another Moxite. Discard. I think we will draw with the Ornament here. We still have 11 cards. I'm really not too worried about it. So we drain them for 1. Untapped Swamp is honestly decent because that lets us Pestilence here for 7, and then I can attack for 3. I think this should be good enough. Although if they have a Thraben Charm to blow this up in response with the Spawn mana, then I'd have to use it all right now, which would mean I couldn't attack with these. Yeah, they do. So I'm going to hit for 1. They go to 8. and then I could attack for 3. Is it better to just hit for 6 more? Because then they go to dead to Sepulcher in just a couple turns, but I have no creatures. Pestilence goes away either way. I think it's better to hit them with the damage all immediately. Oh, right. We also have one from an ornament I was not calculating, which means I can actually put them to 1 here, which means they die to Sepulcher next turn. So that's pretty good. Unless they can gain some life, which they could with a Pursue the Past or something. I still have some removal in Moment's Peace in case they can do that and then have an attacker, but we'll see. All right, and we win the match. Long, grindy one, but pretty interesting back and forth. All right, last match here. We've been here for 2.5 hours already, although it'll probably be more like just over an hour in the VOD. Not VOD, just the video. You know what I mean. All right, we're against something Dimir, Fairies, or Terror, probably. This hand is a little light on actual interaction. It's got a little bit, and also on card draw, but it seemed fine enough. If we don't hit our land drops, it's going to be rough, but we got Olympus to help a little bit. I do Brainstorm Island. Part of me wants to play a Spell Bomb, because if they Mental Note into 4 spells, or 3 spells, might want to have a way to stop that. But of course, I do want to have land drops. Yeah, I think I got a Spell Bomb. It's just, if they get like a couple Terrors down next turn, it's pretty darn bad. And next turn I can still, assuming it doesn't get countered, Eviscerate his Insight or Olympus to try to hit a land. I might not, and obviously doing both would have increased our chances, but there's the Thought Scour into Snuff Out and Sneaky Snacker, so not quite enough. If it was 4 spells, I might crack the Spell Bomb just because they could play a Terror right away. I guess they could Gurmag here if they really wanted, but that's fine. But with the Snacker, I'm just going to wait for them to do something else. Mental Note does mean they could get lucky. They hit 2 spells. Yeah, that could be a Terror right there then. If they cast Terror, I can... Okay, they did Gurmag. You know, not too worried about that. No ward. I can cast it down. Kind of want to just Spellbomb to give us a better chance of hitting our land drop here, but I think this is too valuable of a tool here. I could Shump and an Insight, but Lembas is probably better. Try to hit the land right now. Perfect. Raw Farm's great. So we're going to bounce Basic Swamp if I want 4 mana next turn. I think I'd just rather the extra Chump Blocker. That went really well. And the Gurmag is like just one big guy I can cast down. And, okay, paying 4 life to deal us 5 is decent. I'm not too worried about it, but we got more Chump Blockers where that came from. And they're missing land drops too, so that's pretty helpful. Garden, Familiar. If they tap out, I'll probably cast down their guy, but if not, we got Chump Blockers for days, so maybe I don't even care about casting down for the moment. If they counter this, that's so desperate because we can just bring it back with our food. Do I want to just cast this down now? They don't have a lot else going on, but I might like the card draw from an Insight. I think we're just going to try to get some card draw going. I should maybe just cast it now to let it resolve, but I do want to get a Chump Block off. Snuff out the plant. Sure. Gotta do what they gotta do, I guess. Bring back Familiar here, and gonna block and go for a draw 2. If they counter this, I might Spellbomb them because that's 5 spells in their grave. Mental Note right now. Yeah, so that's 6 spells. So I am actually going to Spellbomb them right now. There's really no reason for them to Mental Note at that exact moment. And this, while I can deal with 1 Gurmag Angler, I can't necessarily deal with like 2 or 3 Terrors. Snacker's fine. All right, Troll, Cycle for a Swamp. I guess with the Snacker here, I'd probably just Tithing and then cast down. I could just cast this down maybe. That would be better because then I could eventually Pestilence the Snacker away. I don't know. I think killing them both is fine. Nothing for them. Cast a Lembas. I don't mind a Tragic Slip. Yeah, I guess I should probably keep it just because I do need some removal for their guys. Bring back Cauldron Familiar off this block. Nice. We hit our land drop just like that. So I don't even need to cast the Offering in our main phase here. We'll cast another block and pass. They're going to abandon attachments here. Yep. Discard another Snacker. And I'm just going to Fanatical Offering while they only have 1 mana. They could have a Dispel or a Spell Pierce. Thought Scour. That's pretty good. Gets back those Snackers. And I don't have a way to kill them right now. Or exile them, rather. I will have Pestilence on our turn if that resolves. But if it doesn't, I guess we could actually be in some trouble now. Oh, but they pay 4 mana for a Terror. That's pretty good. So I can just Pestilence, wipe those away, have a million ways to get back our Familiar, Rot Farm, pick up this Garden, and pass. Play an Aquifer, bring back Familiar, Snuff Out, Chump Block, and they're actually quite close to dying because of those Snuff Outs, so I think I'm just going to bring back the Familiar on the end step here, because it'll ping for 1, I can attack for 1, and then if we get an untapped land, I could just Pestilence them to death. I guess I could have just mapped onto this, that would have maybe done it. That's okay. Not too worried. I'll just pass the turn. 4 mana for a Snuff Out. I'll let that resolve, and then I will Tragic Slip this, paying 2. Because the one way they could maybe survive here is if they had unexpected fangs on that terror and counter spells for the couple kill spells I could cast. So let's just make sure that doesn't happen. They're just going to pass. Swamp. Again, I should map onto this for an extra potential damage, but they're dead either way, so. And they know it. All right. Diabolic Edict is okay. Tragic Slip. We'll take a Snuff Out's not great against them just because it only hits terror. Fairy Macabre is good because they play Snacker. Spellbomb's good. Campfire's fine. Reclamation hits a graveyard card. Grapple is so expensive. I don't think we want that. I'm not sure we need Ornament either. Snuff Out I'm not loving. Diabolic Edict could happen in response to a Snacker being reanimated, I guess. So maybe instead of a Tithing Blade, maybe we want all of them. I don't think we need 3 Campfires, actually. 2's probably fine. A Campfire is nice because it can offset a Snacker's damage, and even it can make a Terror essentially be dealing only 3, which is a big difference because that's a 7-turn clock instead of a 4-turn clock, but still don't really need it. All right, this one's decent. Early Bojuka Bog can be really effective, and, you know, Trump Blockers, card draw, etc. Let's just start with a garden. So on the draw, Bojuka Bog is usually you want to play at turn 2 or 3, depending on how hard they go into spells. If all they do is cycle a Lorien here, I'm not going to Bojuka Bog just that. But they could then Mental Note at the end step into 4 spells, untap, Mental Note into, you know, up to 6 or 7 spells, and then play 2 terrors. So it could stop them here. The fact that we drew a Spellbomb is really nice, although we could get Spell Piercer annulled. I think it's worth trying for, though. And if they do Spell Piercer annul, I could Bojuka Bog for 2, but they didn't do anything. I could Garden, but if I end up wanting to Bog next turn, I'm not having any black mana next turn, and that seems a little, like, not quite what I want to do. So let's just go for a Familiar here with the Swamp. But now if they do Mental Note into 2 spells into on their turn Mental Note, we have a Spellbomb at least to interact. But of course, Spellbomb we're not drawing a card off of, so you always want to draw a card off of Spellbomb if you can, but you shouldn't not use it just because you need that card. I mean, there are instances where that's the case, but you shouldn't like let your opponent get terrors or snackers because of it, because that's the reason this card is here. So yeah, speaking of, they brainstormed, didn't shuffle or anything, just hard cast a snacker. Crazy. Well, we'll attack with a Familiar. I could slip the snacker and then bog them. If they block here, I could bog them. They could have a brainstorm, I guess, actually. So maybe bog is a waste, because if I do that and they brainstorm, I already have the Spellbomb for it, whereas if they brainstorm here, I can already Spellbomb them, so I don't need to bog. Yeah, so all of that thought, I think I'm just going to Garden and block. If they don't have a brainstorm, then I don't really care anyway. If they have like a Mental Note or whatever, I might be Spellbombing them anyway. Yeah, very okay with that trade. They're probably just thinking it'll come back, but obviously with Spellbomb, it's not going to be coming back. Okay, they're just going to go for a Gurmag, exiling everything. Again, I'm okay with that. Like, Terror is so much better than Gurmag. If they just lost their own Snacker, they blew up their own graveyard for no loss for me, and I have a Tragic Slip, so I can just Fanatical Slip if I really want. I kind of think I do. Yeah, because I want these to resolve, so I might as well do them now. And yeah, we'll do all of that. I think I'm going to map onto this even. Land isn't bad. Pass the turn. We don't have the best hand ever. We're out of card draw pretty much except for Spellbomb and Nutrient Block, but they have no graveyard, 4 cards in hand, so we're doing just fine. Familiar. Do I even want to cast a Familiar? I don't think so. I think we will draw off of this Familiar here just to see what's up. We could get a Troll next turn. We'll Rot Farm a Garden here. Just pass. 6 mana. They got a Murmuring Mystic. That's pretty good. And Counterspell mana. So 1 kill spell, I'm not really expecting to do it. But if I resolve Pestilence, they pretty much lose. Mystic never dies to it. I can wipe all their things, and then Pestilence, I can Pestilence up to 4 times every turn. So I think I actually want them to counter a Tragic Slip so I can get Pestilence resolved. But I would need a creature to die, and I don't have a way to make a creature die yet. Yeah, I don't have a sack outlet, unfortunately. I guess I could just cast Troll, but then we're not getting a Pestilence. I think it's fine. Let's just cast Troll. Maybe next turn. If they counter it, that's fine. If they just cast it down, that's fine. Maybe next turn I can get a sack outlet or something, and we can Tragic Slip Pestilence or whatever. Mental Note hits 2 spells. They could get a Serpent for 4, but that's fine. If they do another Mental Note, maybe I'd blow up the graveyard. Play an island. There's a Gurmag. 2 cards left in hand, attacking with the bird, so no blocks. Another Troll. Well, I think we're going to attack with our Troll then. A Mental Note hits Thought Scour, Aquifer, Brainstorm. Okay, they can block, triple block here without using the Mystic, but they used up a bunch of mana, so again, I can probably Tragic Slip and then Pestilence will be okay. I could also Tragic Slip the Angler. No, nothing's died yet. Yeah, this is fine. Trade there. Now something's died. So let's go for a Tragic Slip on the Mystic. This could just work and that'd be fine, but I'm assuming there's going to be a counter. Brainstorm, maybe not. Thought Scour, yeah, just make a bunch of birds. Mill Us, because they have stuff they want on top. Okay, so I could Pestilence, wipe the board, and then play a Cauldron Familiar. I honestly think maybe I just play a Troll now. They didn't have a counter spell, so I could play Troll and then attack, and then like wipe the board next turn. I should probably blow up their graveyard. Let's actually start with that. And because I want to draw this card because we're pretty low on cards. This does mean I can't cast Troll, but that's okay. I guess I could have Bajuka Bogs their graveyard, but whatever. I don't really want to lose Pestilence. I could take a hit here. Oh, I thought that was first main phase for some reason. Oops. Well, I didn't play a land because I thought I was going to go to combat, attack with a familiar, but we'd already attacked with the Troll. Yes, obviously. It's okay. I think we're pretty far ahead. We could die, but that is a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Doesn't shuffle. Mental Note. Snacker. Man, if I used Bog, if I played some lands, if I played Bog last turn and then I had a Spellbomb here, that'd be pretty good. I mean, if I do lose, it's because I deserve it, because I'm massively throwing here. Sack a plant. Draw 2. Take 4. Good news is I can block here, Pestilence, wipe the whole board. I think I'll be fine. Oh, I can, do I have the mana? Yeah, I can Pestilence 1. Oh, if I had played a land, I could Pestilence for 1, Tithing Blade, and then Garden, so I don't lose this. So I don't need to Tithing Blade then. I'll just do this. I'll do this after Chump's next turn. I guess I could hit it once, and then I get to exile the Snacker, and then I'll play another Cauldron Familiar. Sure. I feel like I was playing this league pretty well, and now I'm running around like a chicken with its head cut off. I think we'll probably be fine, but I don't know, this 3-hour league has gotten to me, apparently. They start with a Brainstorm, and then a Ponder. Shuffle. There's a Lorien Revealed. I actually think I take 5, because I want a Tithing Blade here, and then I want to keep a creature even if they counter like a Troll. Oh, well, that helps. All right, Tithing Blade. See if they got a counter. They do. Tithing Blade again. Swing for 1. Pass. Snacker. Aquifer. Pass. Swing for 1. They'll take it. Cast a Troll of Khazad-dûm. Once again, accidentally press 1 without playing my land drop. Maybe my finger's just twitchy or something, I don't know. Take 2. Mental Note. Mill some stuff. Attack for 7. Alright. Play a Swamp and just end the game. Hoping they don't have a way to deal me 5 damage at instant speed, you know? I guess I could just do it on top of everything. All right, we got a nice 4-1 with the deck. Classic. I feel like I always get a 4-1 with this deck. I don't think I've trophied with this deck yet. I played it a lot, and I think I get a 4-1 almost every single time. Deck's good, but occasionally it loses, mostly to itself, not drawing the right lands, or the card removal, or the card draw or the removal. Like, it's got those 3 packages, and it almost always draws. In games where it loses, it feels like it's missing one of those 3. Sorry, I'm like delirious after those 3 hours. I think this deck is pretty sweet. A lot of power in it. I did like the Bonders Ornament. We actually had a couple matches where I activated that once or twice, and where the ramp was pretty relevant. I liked that Heaped Harvest ramped you quite a bit. Bonders Ornament ramping you is honestly pretty relevant, and the card draw in the late game is really, really good. So I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you to my supporters. If you want to support me on a monthly basis, you can join my YouTube memberships where you'll get early access to videos. Thanks to my current $10 and up supporters, Howard Granger, Halkaz, Cody Cowell, DJ Vinyl, and Bunsby Bust, Bertaku BC, Mr. Soleo, Paladillan C, and Blackjack Davey. I really appreciate the support, and I will see you all next time.